This week into music, we've got a brand new Cymbal brand landing in store and online. We've got loads of used gear that we're purchasing in store, some Yvette's, some Craviotto, some Brady's, everything you could imagine landing this week, and a broken down van causes some issues on the hire side. So follow us for a jam-packed week at Into Music Store. It's Monday and we're heading into work for hopefully a better week than we had last week. We're coming up to the end of the month, which means we're up against it, or I'm up against it, to finish the month off strong, get everything paid and start August, which has a history to be one of the slowest months in this sort of game really, because everyone's on holiday, everyone's spending their money elsewhere because it's the summer holidays, and yeah, we've had absolutely record-breaking Augusts and we've had the slowest Augusts ever. So you can never tell which one it's going to be. So in the back of my mind, I'm always conscious that we need to finish July strong, start August strong, so that we can prepare for worst case. Now, on top of all that, we've just had the busiest month for part exchange deals and the busiest month this year for buying used gear for cash. Obviously, the YouTube videos have helped massively with that. Since we've started putting these videos out every fortnight, the amount of inquiries we get to buy used gear is incredible, which is great. But obviously we're outlaying a load of cash with no guarantee that we're going to get that cash back before the end of the month to make sure that everything and everybody gets paid. With that being said, I have had a look at the order sheet this morning and we've got a load of orders to go out, and quite a few kits as well. So I'm going to jump on for the first couple of hours and help Ollie on dispatch to make sure that everything does leave us on time today. And then I'll sit down and start cracking on with some of my jobs. So whilst I continue to make my way into work and get started on that, we're going to roll the recap from last week, show you some of the amazing gear that we did buy and did take in as a Part X, and what we got up to on the higher side as well. So I'll check in with you a little bit later on this Monday.
So guys, I've just purchased 4 quite nice snare drums and I thought I'd just grab the camera and just show you what they are. Some have got a little bit of history behind them and some are just absolute classics that you'll know exactly what they are when you see them. So let's start here. Classic. This is a chrome over brass Rogers Dynasonic original. It's in good working order. All the badges intact. Sometimes you see those badges have snapped and the lettering's come off. So yeah, just a classic. You know, you see these all the time. So nice Rogers there. Next up is this. It's a DW Craviotto. Now, this is a special one because there's a few of these out there on the market. You see the ones with the gold hardware and stuff like that. This is a special one because it has got the signature on the inside of the shell and it is dated 2001. So it's a real nice one, this. It's got the original signature before he sadly passed away. Classic build. It has had the strainer switched on it because these were released with plastic strainers, which didn't really make any sense. So it's now got the steel strainer on it, which is nice as well. But again, condition is very good for the age of the drum. So that's a nice one. Next up is a 90s Noble & Cooley. So this is dated 99? I think it's dated 99. Noble & Cooley, it's got the brass hardware. There's a few marks to the shell, cast hoops, but this sounds incredible. A lot of the ones you see these days are quite deep shells, so this is a nice shallower shell. And it's just great, really, really nice. And the last one is this Corda. Now, you might have never heard of these before, but basically these started out in the 70s, I think, 79 maybe. And basically, Corda drums was started off the back of the guys that owns this company purchased Fibes drums, which you might remember a bit more back in the day. So it's actually got the same hardware on the drums because I think he purchased all the tooling and everything at the time. But basically, just started working with Jasper shells. So this is a Jasper shelled Corda drum co with the same hardware as what you'd see on the Fibes drums. So yeah, 4 very nice snare drums. Just hit the website. So it's a week of used snare drums. This is all the snares that I've just purchased today. It's Thursday and we've got 2 Mapexes, 2 Ludwigs and 2 Yamahas to show you that have just come into the shop. So first up is a Cherry Bomb 13 Mapex Black Panther. Really, really nice. I like the lug design on these slightly older Black Panthers. Wish they'd kept that. Good throw. This is an even older Black Panther. This is part of the hammered series they did. This is a hammered bronze with the black nickel hardware, which for its age is in really, really nice shape actually. Again, nice throw on this one, and it's got the Hammered Series badge there as well. Moving on to the Ludwigs then. This is a tube-lugged Black Beauty, 14x5. Again, good condition. This one's a little bit more special. This is the Black Galaxy acrylite that they did. But this is a special version because it's a 10 lug. Now, a bit of research shows that there was only 200 of these made in the 10 lugged version. So it's quite a nice one to add to a collection if you're a bit of a Ludwig collector. And it sounds fantastic as well. Internal dampener, yes, the real deal. Love that. Moving on to the two Yamahas. These are both signature models. Let's save that one for last. This is the Jimmy Chamberlain signature from Smashing Pumpkins. We've just put a new Evans head on it. And it's been toured, it's been gigged, but I tell you what, it's in good condition for its age. Sounds fantastic. And yeah, great for any Yamaha collector. But this is the creme de la creme today. This is the Yamaha Dave Weckl signature, and it's in good condition. I've seen a few of these that are quite beat up and the gold hardware's faded and all of that, but all the hardware's in fantastic condition. Obviously, this has got the two throws on it as well, with the snare wires and the two butt plates. But yeah, condition of this is the selling point for me. This is a really, really nice drum. We're going to put this and the Jimmy Chamberlain side by side so you can hear both the custom Yamahas.
It's Friday the 25th and we have a busy day today, so I'm going to show you what's going on. It hasn't been the best start to the morning because our trusty Ford Transit has decided to break down and won't start. So we're going to try and get that sorted and looked at because we've got a hire job tomorrow for a wedding that we need the van for, and we need to get that loaded this afternoon. So whilst we're deciding what to do and get that sorted, let me show you what's going on in here. So this is another hire job that we've just been prepping. It's our Mapex Horizon hire kit that's going out for a show locally this weekend. So we've got a box of hardware, all the toms. I've just switched the bass drum head, as you'll see, because this black one that we have, we mainly use for our own events and stuff like that because, you know, it stands out a little bit more. When it's not our own event, we put the clear one on because it's a little bit more subtle, and when you sort of stood back, it's not intrusive on the stage and makes it look like we've taken over. So we're going to get this boxed up in our trusty hard cases. Then hopefully we're going to continue prepping for our wedding gig that we've got tomorrow. Our hire job for a wedding. So we've got our RCF line arrays going out and some lighting and some mixing desks and stuff. So I'm going to prep all of that, and then hopefully the van will be fixed by then and we can get it loaded. We've got some deliveries to sort through here, some Mapex bits, some Peisty bits. Good customer of ours is switching all to Peisty, so we've got a big box of signatures for him there. These are going live soon. These are some deals we've got on Yamaha add-on pads, so TCS and Mesh, the real wood and the black versions that go with the DTX 10s and 8 kits. So if you want to add a second floor tom, or if you've already got a different DTX kit and you want to upgrade the snare drum to the TCS real wood or something like that. So just doing my usual Friday walk around to finish this week. Thought I'd show you a few bits that we've just dropped into stock today. So we've just had the 14-inch version of the best-selling 13 6.5 brass Yamaha. So we've now got a 14 and a 13 in stock. The Dave Weckl didn't last long at all. That's just sold on the website, so that's going out straight away next week. The Jimmy Chamberlain signature from yesterday sold overnight as well, so that's gone. So both of the signature Yamahas have found new homes. Just listed this afternoon. This is a used Yamaha Multi-12. The previous owner looks like he hasn't hardly used it, to be honest. So that's a good buy for somebody that's looking for a practice sample pad thing. Don't think there's anything else new in here.
We sold the Mapex Black Panther Versatus today, so we've moved the Sonor to its place. We've just dropped back into stock some full range snare drums. So these are like the more affordable snares that Gretch offer. Sound fantastic for the money. So for example, this 14 6.5 Ash 169, bargain. A 14 6.5 walnut with inlay, just over 300 quid. And my favourite one is this, just because it looks like a proper classic Gretch snare drum. It's part of the full range, but it's a 16 ply maple mahogany. So real thick plied drum, 14 by 8, sounds huge, and it's just below £300. That is a bargain, if you ask me. So we've added that into stock. Obviously, as you saw, loads and loads of used snare drums in this week, so we've processed all of this lot. Two more today, a Star Classic Birch Babinga, 14 5.5, cast hoops, really, really nice drum, and a Premier 14 5.5. But talking about that, we do actually have the kit, which is a 10, 12, 13, 16, 22. It's in a nice sort of like sunburst fade. If anyone knows the actual correct term for this kit finish, then let me know. But this is less than £400. It's got all the mounting, it's got the extra clamp and tom arm for the 10. So yeah, absolute bargain kit that. Really, really impressed with that. Some nice additions to the used wall today. A 18-inch AAX dark crash. You don't see many of the dark versions of these, and this one's in nice condition, sounds great. This K22 Light Ride, I took this in this morning on a Part X, and it looks like it's hardly had a stick laid on it. It is in fantastic condition, so that's just hit the site. Another traditional Istanbul Agop Jazz, really thin and washy, really nice that.
Good morning, it's Saturday morning and we are at Reesey Estate setting up for a wedding this evening. It's an outdoor one in a TP and it looks lovely. Just need the sun to shine, but it's going to shine later.
So hopefully this is that strong start that we needed to end the month. So these are three nice kits that are leaving us today. This is the Premier that came in last week. This is going straight out. I'm not surprised, the finish and for the money, it's just an absolute steal. This early Mapex Saturn that featured in the vlog a few weeks back. And this DW. Now, I'm very, very surprised that this took as long as it did to sell, because I think the sizes are really cool. It's like short stack with a 20-inch bass drum. So it's a perfect little gigging kit, really. It sounds fantastic. And I'm a real big fan of the finish as well. So I'm very surprised that it took as long as it did. But this is sold as well. And we're going to get this out the door.
Good afternoon. Look at this. Ollie has been absolutely smashing it, getting all of your orders packaged from the weekend and labelled up, ready for Parcel Force to collect. So he's just working on all the small stuff now that I'm going to run down to the post office in a second. Update on our van. It's still not very well, unfortunately. It's still not working. Me and Ollie just needed to get something out the back of it a sec ago, so we had to push it out with all of our force and then push it back into place because it is just dead. It's not working. I have got a makeshift little workstation in the entrance here so that I can answer the phone still and crack on with the bits that I was cracking on with. So yeah, I'm going to do another hour or so's worth of work. Good morning, it's Tuesday and we're in nice and early because it's Tuesday, so Ollie is off. So I've been in to dispatch some orders before a couple of meetings that I've got to take this morning, and I've also just taken a delivery. No guesses what's in the box, eh? Because it's plastered all over the front, but this is a brand new product that we've been waiting on. I've been waiting on specifically because I'm a little bit of a Gretch fanboy, and there's definitely some things in these boxes that might be coming home with me tonight. So I'm going to crack on with some orders and then we'll come back and check what's in these boxes.
It's Tuesday afternoon and orders are done, customer service bits are done. We've had our first meeting of the day with Joe from Meinl. He came to see us to do some bits in store, do some tidying up with some stock and things, and also chat about UK Drum Show. So we had a meeting with the guys in Germany last week, so a Zoom meeting, and we were discussing everything surrounding UK Drum Show, plans for the booth, plans for things surrounding the weekend as well, and stock, of course. So we've got some really good stuff in the pipeline. We're the retail partners with Meinl this year, so we're going to be on the stand. We're involved in what stock is on there for you guys to see as well, which is pretty cool. Awesome weekend every year. UK Drum Show is one of the highlights in the drumming calendar for me. So it's really exciting when we start having those conversations because it isn't that far away. It's in September. So I'm going to show you some of the used gear that's come in this morning. So let's start down here on a pile of used cymbals. So we've got a pair of A Custom Master Sounds, very nice condition, pair of New Beats, a 16A medium thin, an Istanbul Exist Ion, Trash. If you want to channel your inner Chad Smith, we've got an AA Chinese 18, a 19-inch A Custom, and a 23 Sweet Ride, which has had a scallop repair, professional one by Benjamin Camp, the same guy that made my wedding ring, actually. So yeah, it still sounds fantastic, that, but going to be hitting the website at a slightly reduced price. Up here on stands, we've got two Amedia cymbals as well that we've just taken in that I want to show you. So first up, these are both the Amedia Comagene. Is that how you say that? I think so. Comagene series. So this is a SB for sandblasted, and then this is like the finish that the Comagene actually comes in. So not many brands offer this sandblasted finish on a pair of hats. You'll know the big famous ones, but these sound fantastic. Sandblasting these just really, really crisp them up nicely, and these do sound pretty cool. Have a listen. Really nice. And then the 22 Ride is quite dark, but very crashable as well. So this is the kit that we've taken in. This is a Drumcraft Series 6, and it's a birch shell. It's a natural gloss finish. Now, all the little hardware bits on this kit I think are really, really nice. So made in Germany. Look at those bass drum bolts. Very nice. Yeah, made in Germany, really nice kit, constructed really well. It tunes fantastically. It really, really does sound good for the money. It's not going to be mega expensive, this kit. It's a 1 up, 2 down, so you've got a 12, 14, 16, 22, and it's definitely worth a look because I'm well impressed with how this sounds. So we're going to get all of these used bits listed on the site, and I'm going to crack open those boxes that are outside. So this is what was in that package. Not a new snare drum, not a new drum kit, not new cymbals, but new cases to keep all of those things protected. So like I say, I'm a massive Gretch fan, and I'm a massive fan of these cases as well, and not just because they say Gretch on them. So let's take a closer look, and I'll show you some of my favourite features. In the drum cases, these are made as like semi-rigid cases. They're not as rigid as a AAA, I would say, personally, but they're sort of in between a soft and a AAA. So they look really nice. They've got some great features. These snare cases come with a really well padded shoulder strap, the engraved Gretch logo there as well. And there's plenty of protection on the bottom there when you're putting your snare drum down, and on all the edges as well. So really, really well made cases. The snare drums are available in 14 6.5 and 14 5.5. There's a stick bag to match if you like going all matchy-matchy. The cymbal case is nice with loads of little different compartment pockets. One for splashes in the front there, then you can put your hi-hats in the next one, and then in the main compartment here, you've got built-in dividers, which is nice as well. So they really have thought of everything. It's got backpack straps, and again, a really, really well protected bottom as well for when you put your cymbals down on the floor. So these are 24-inch cymbal cases, but obviously there's only one size available. They'll take a 22, they'll take a 20. They are listed as 24s. We've got some of the kit cases as well, so I think we've got enough to do a 20, 14, 12 and 10 at the minute, just for display purposes, but we'll get stock of others. And again, like all the handles, really, really well padded, really well made. These all come with shoulder straps as well. They're inside the case, ready for you. So you can shove that on your shoulder. In terms of hardware cases then, we've got this big boy, which is a 40, and then we've got 36, I think this is. Again, check out the straps and the handles on these, and also, more importantly, the wheels.
They are big boy wheels. So yeah, they're not breaking anytime soon. Nice solid bottom again, and plenty of straps. And there we go, nice solid compartment in the middle. Again, quite a few little outer pockets to shove all your little bits and things like that. But these are some of the best quality made hardware cases I've seen in a while. So we've got the 2 sizes of those, a set for your kit, some snares, plenty of cymbals, and stick bags in as well. Price-wise, I can't tell you right now because we're still in the process of onboarding this onto the website, but by the end of today, they'll all be live. So we'll link it in the video somewhere if you want to go and check them out, but they are definitely worth a look. And they look really cool as well. Good day, it's Wednesday. It's actually Wednesday afternoon, and if I'm honest, I haven't actually done anything work-related yet today because I woke up and I really just wasn't feeling it. So there's no point in trying to chip away at a to-do list when it looks like mine, when your head is just not in the game. So I got up, I tidied the house, ran some personal errands, and now I've just had some lunch, and I'm gonna finally sit down and crack on with some work.
Morning guys, it's Thursday today. I'm in after a couple of days off, so feeling refreshed and ready to go. First thing out the door, we've got a load of orders going out this morning. Nice Gretch USA custom in a gloss finish. Really nice sizes as well, so that'll be the first thing to leave us this morning. Also, as you can see, things don't hang around too long here. I think Jake would have been taking you through some of the cymbals we got in the other day. Well, some of the gear to be honest, but yeah, this is a couple of them going. So we've got the Istanbul Zist. Nice couple of pre-owned hard cases are going as well. Is also from Tuesday's lot, some A new beat hi-hats. And also, a really cool thing today, the last brand new Apex Tornado to sort of to be shipped out, to be honest, because obviously they replaced it with the Comet now. So yeah, we got the opportunity to get sort of the last one, and yeah, already gone. Got it in about a week or so ago. Yeah, we've got loads more orders as well apart from that, but this is just the first batch, so.
Okay, so whilst Ollie is dispatching orders and getting things out the door, I'm going to tackle this beauty. So this is a classic maple that we spec'd. It was in last time's vlog, so I'm not going to go on again about what it is. If you want to know what it is, go and watch the other video. But this has sold. It's going to a good customer of ours called David, who's going to make the journey up to Seals tomorrow morning. However, he has requested that before he gets here, all the heads are changed for Evan's heads from the Ludwig stock ones. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get all of the heads off this kit, get it tuned up nicely, and ready for him to come and collect tomorrow. So let's do it. If you know, you know. This is one of the best smells in the world. The inside of a brand new drum. We should bring back Ellie's smell test for that. She needs to smell this smell. It's incredible. So on this kit, the customer has decided to go a Evans G1 clear on the bottom. So we're going to do that on the bottom, and an EC2 clear on the top. I love how small these logos are on a little 8-inch head. So there we go, that's all ready for collection. EC2s along all the tops, G1s on the bottom, sounding fantastic. So, I have just received a very exciting parcel. I haven't opened it at all. It's literally just been dropped off by the courier. And this is from a very good guy called Harry, who owns a company called Drum Buddy. So Drum Buddy started out making products for your in-ear monitor packs and that sort of thing. So he started selling a cymbal brand called Ephesus, and he's very kindly sent us a box of some of the range so that we can check them out, list them on the website, see what you guys think in store. So we're going to crack this open, see what he sent us. I have no idea what was coming, and we'll put some on some stands and see what they sound like. So, first thing in the box, a nice little note from Harry, and I love the way that he's told us how to pronounce Ephesus. I was questioning myself when we were thinking about how to pronounce that. So, let's have a look what we've got in here. So, a pair of traditional finish, by the looks of it, Zenith series hats, 14s, really, really nicely. Oh, I like how they've got the engraved weights on the bottom as well. Really, really nice. So the top hat on these is 996 grams and 1176 grams for the bottom. They look really nice. Next up, the Crystal Line series. I did see some, I did do a bit of research on some of the ranges online before these landed, and there looks like some really interesting ways of finishing and hammering the cymbals. So that's what I was mostly interested in with these. So you can see there's not much hammering on the surface apart from these really deep, probably see better if I'm looking underneath, really deep hammer marks. And there isn't many of them on the surface. So I'll be interested to see. I assume that's going to probably make the crash quite trashy. But again, we'll see when we pop this on the stand. So we've got some more of that traditional sort of finish Zenith series. He sent us a 21 ride, a 19 crash, and under there is an 18 crash as well. Look at that, the finish on that is fantastic. So that's obviously their dry line. It's dry on top, dry on the bottom. Just over 3,000 grams for a 22 medium ride. Yeah, really nice, like that. Oh wow, that already feels fantastic. That feels like it's gonna have a nice wobble on it. So that's a 22 thin ride, 2,440 grams. That looks already and feels like a bit of me, definitely. Again, quite thin on that one, 22 ride. Another sort of traditional finish, that's a 22 crash ride, so again, quite thin. And that's everything in the box. So, genuinely, before we cracked that open, I had no idea what was going to be inside. So now that we've got these unboxed, I'm going to get them on some stands and just have a little look and read up about some of the series and stuff like that, so I can give you guys the facts. And then we'll show you what these new line of Turkish cymbals sound like. So here we are. This is my top picks from what was in the package. I think all we have out is everything but 2 ride cymbals anyway. So pretty much everything we had sent to us by Harry. So I was absolutely right. This one here with this really complex hammering is definitely my favorite. It's a 22 ride and it just sounds fantastic. And then we've got their version of a dry, again 22. Both just have so much character, and you know they do have that Turkish handmade sort of sound to them, which is great. But yeah, really complex, massive fan of them. So moving on to the more traditional stuff then. So this Zenith series stuff, we've got a pair of 14 hats, which are quite crisp. And the 2 crashes, so the 18 and the 19. That just sounds really thin, really buttery. It's got quite a high-pitched overtone to it, but yeah, really, really nice. My thoughts were correct on this. So these really super deep hammer marks, limited but deep, do make this series, the Crystal Line series, quite trashy, a trashy crash. Again, nice bright overtones, quick response, but a lot more trashy than the 18 Zenith, for example. And then the last one that I picked out was the 22 crash ride. I like a crash ride, you know. I mean, something like that's crashable anyway, but this is quite nice. So overall, I'm mega impressed with these. I think they're amazing. The price point's quite nice as well for the quality of cymbals that they really are. So let's see what happens with these. Let's see where we go. These are going to be staying in store with us, so you can come down and check these out, and they are for sale. We can sell them to you. But yeah, we're going to do a bit more digging. We're going to chat to Harry regarding the other ranges of cymbals that's on offer and see what we can come up with. But yeah, keep an eye on these. Well, this is a nice way to end a Thursday. Used vintage gear isn't usually our bag, but this is a 70s Sonor Centennial Phonic steel snare, and condition is incredible. Internal dampener, the throw, the adjustable butt plate as well, and yeah, it's got the Centennial badge, which is nice. So yeah, we're going to get this listed on the website, and then that's going to be us for the day. It's Friday and we're back in store, and I'm prepping some drums for a hire session. So we're quite lucky because our local big studio to the shop is Chapel Studios, which is quite a renowned big studio. Arctic Monkeys have recorded an album there. Quite a few other big indie bands have been there. And we're on their books as a hire supplier for percussion, drums, drum kits, anything like that. So when the bands come through, if they're looking for a particular sound, we help them on the percussion front. So there's a band in there for 2 weeks on a 2-week session, and they gave us a call, and they're looking for 3 snare drums, something small and wood, and 2 metal options. So basically we're prepping this BDC Super 7, which is a 13x7 Purple Heart shell. And we're also going to do the aluminium compressor Sonor and the Benny Greb brass, of course, because I think that's a great recording snare with the internal dampeners and options to sort of kill any overtones. So yeah, they're the 3 that we're going to show them. So I'm going to make sure that we've got all of the heads changed, tuned, and these are ready. They're going to pop in for an appointment later on this afternoon, and we're going to see what snares they want to take for their session. So I'm just sat here catching up with some emails and some WhatsApp messages, and Rob, the manager for UB40, who came in and picked up some trussing from us a few weeks back, has just sent me some photos. So the reason that he was purchasing the trussing was he owns an art gallery called Pick Art. And basically it's his own personal collection of music, art and memorabilia that he's got. And honestly, he's got some really, really cool stuff. And some of the things that's going to be dropping in there now on this new rigging that we've sold him is just amazing. So it's definitely worth a visit, and we're going to pop up and see it in person as well. But he sent me some pictures of our trussing that he's had sandblasted, painted and installed in his art gallery. And it just looks fantastic. And it's really nice to see as well that, you know, obviously we, like I said before, we purchased that for a job. We got our use out of it for a year for the jobs that we needed it for. And now it's gone on to a permanent installation in something like that. So yeah, pretty chuffed with that. It's a nice thing to receive on a Friday morning. I've also just been chatting to Dave at Hardcase about the free water bottles that he said he would give out to the people that entered the Hardcase giveaway on the video that we did on YouTube. So the way we're going to make that work is if you commented on that video, please send us an email with your YouTube username, your address and your contact number, and we'll pass that over to Hardcase, and they are going to get the water bottles landed with them in the next week or so, and they'll start dispatching them out to you. So yeah, if you comment on the video, drop us an email with all your details. We're obviously going to check that you were one of the 93 or whatever it was. So don't try and bag yourself a free water bottle. If you missed out, then you should have been watching the YouTube video, shouldn't you? So yeah, do that. Dave's going to get your water bottles to you. I'm going to catch up with some emails, and then we've got our customer arriving very soon to pick up that Ludwig Orange. So what a way to end a week. It has been a cracking day in store for purchasing used drums once again. So some absolute belters about to hit the website. Starting with this. This is a Jarrah Ply Brady, dated 2006, in very, very nice shape. As you would imagine, sounds phenomenal. A Yamaha Maple Custom, an early one, made in Japan. Again, good condition. And another Craviotto. I think this is a Cherry. Yeah, a CS Cherry Craviotto 14 6.5. And then the showstopper is this. We've had a couple of Yvette snare drums that have featured in the vlogs and stuff. And this is the first kit that we've ever had. This is used. It's had a previous owner, but it is in fantastic condition. And it's a spotted gum kit with a Pallado outer veneer.
fitted on the drum, and it's just fantastic. It sounds phenomenal. It's got real nice resonance to it. It's a perfect little jazz kit. Really, really nice. So that's about to hit. And also this Gretch Renown in the new Champagne Sparkle. I think this was a finish that came out quite recently, and it's in a 2014, 12 and 10. So it's in good sizes as well. Looks like it's just had Evans fitted on it very recently. So it's end of the day on Friday. We're just going to get all of this photographed and scheduled to go up on the website, and then we're going to call it a day. So there we have it, another week done and dusted. I said at the start of the week we needed a strong one to finish the month and start August. I think we've done that. I think we've achieved it. We've done some good kits out the door. We've done some good gear back in as well to keep stocked up. And yeah, lots of plans roll in for the UK Drum Show and other things. All our hire jobs made it out on time. And it's been a successful end to the week. So thank you so much for watching again, if you've made it this far. If you don't mind dropping us a like and a subscribe and a comment, please do, because it helps on this sort of thing. And we look forward to seeing you in a fortnight's time for another week at Into Music Store.